who is assistant lecturer at Technological University of Dublin, Ireland, with us. For the next interaction session, I invite Dr. Mehra on the stage. He is a forestry graduate from our college, passed in the year 2013, and he is a master graduate in wood science from FRI Dehradun in the year 2015. He was awarded PhD in engineering with the specialization in timber engineering from National University of Ireland, Galway in the year 2021. He has also got a postgraduate diploma in international timber trade from France, and he was awarded a number of scholarships even during since his graduation, post-graduation, as well as his PhD is fully funded by European Commission. To interview Dr. Samir, we have our senior alumni, Associate Professor Dr. Rajesh Gunaga, who is from Navasari Agriculture University. So I request Dr. Rajesh Gunaga to take over the session and interview Dr. Samir Mehra. Samir and Gunaga sir, please welcome.
I request all the students and occupy the front seats, please. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಇರೋದೇ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ, ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತೇನಪ್ಪ.
Thank you very much. I am very proud that I am here, and also I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to share some of the information about academic and research in the overseas. Dr. Samir, namaste. So myself, Dr. Gunaga from alumni of this college, and you are also alumni of this college. ನಮಗಿಬ್ರಿಗೂ ಅಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ನೋ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಕನ್ನಡ.
ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ.
ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಓವರ್ಸೀಸ್, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಅಬ್ರಾಡ್. ಸೊ ಸಮೀರ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಇದು BSc ಮತ್ತು MSc ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ PhD ಐರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ 6-7 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಐರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸೊ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮಿಂಗಲ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಅಬ್ರಾಡ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ನಾಲ್ಕು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸಮೀರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗುಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಟೇ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲುಮಿನಿಯಸ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸಹ ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೊ ಫಾರಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಫಾರಿನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಅಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ the students are graduate interested to work or educate, take education in the country. First question is that how exactly our student prepare well in terms of taking higher education, especially MSc and PhD in forestry in the abroad.
Okay, so very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for having me here this afternoon. And so going back to the question here, so how we can enable our students to go overseas for studies. So I would like to say here, the important thing is that I found in last 7 to 8 years that we are very good in theory. We are very, very good. What we are learning here in College of Forestry, Sirsi, I'm recalling the days I was here, 2009 to 2013, Silver Jubilee batch. So in terms of theoretical knowledge, we are very good. But the important thing, the difference that I see here at the moment, we know a number of, like if you ask any Indian student, I have seen number of students studying overseas, mainly in Europe. If you ask them anything about the forestry, trees, they will tell the names of 100 species just in 1 minute. But if you ask them, go and identify those and tell us how you can utilize that for structural purposes or for timber products or anything, then, and how to use the new digital tools for measurement of the trees, or how you can use these trees for value-added products. That's where we are lower at the moment, and it is something, it's not in the hands of the students at the moment. It is something that we need to bring into our curriculum and educational setup, and it's something, the responsibility of not just the students. It's a two-way communication, it's a two-way route here. So basically it is something has to become from the policy side, educational policy side, and as far as I know, there are new changes in the national education policy, and I haven't read that, but I just know a brief part of that. And also, what we are teaching here, we need to relate that with the needs of the society. Like, I remember, like, in one of the dignitary session, one of the respected dignitary here, he said very clearly, well, research is going down. And the reason is because we are not doing the research which is needed by the society and the industry. So there is a need that we connect ourselves. Being an academician, it's very important, and that's the model we have in Europe at the moment. So I'm involved in a number of European research projects at the moment. So the projects are based on the needs of the society, not what we think. It's something what society needs from us and what industry needs from us. So we need to bring our research environment close to the society and the industry, and that's something that we need to bring in the education system. Okay, that's one thing. Now, how to prepare our students for overseas job opportunities and PhD opportunities or master opportunities. Okay, so I would like to say this, there are plenty of opportunities at the moment, because in Europe there is a transition going on at the moment. Everything, whatever European Union is doing at the moment in terms of research, is all about the bio-based product. Everything has to go from the plant or tree-based sources. In any product you say, you talk about the plastic, yes, they are doing in the research in terms of bioplastics, and ultimately the root is just the forestry. And I come from the same field, and I'm doing the same job there, right? So that's something, opportunities are, plenty of opportunities are there. People are doing research in wood plastic composites, right? People are making windows, transparent windows, completely out of the wood. It's something, that's what the industry and society wants at the moment, because we need to cut our carbon emissions, right? So there are plenty of opportunities out there, and usually the best route is, like, we have the embassies. Different embassies are in India from different countries, and all these embassies, if you go to the website, like if undergrad students are sitting in the audience, I would like to say to them, if they are interested to do, they need to, this motivation has to come from inside, right? And please go through the websites of the embassies. They have number of scholarships. For example, if you want to go and study in UK, any of the universities like Bangor University, so that's one of the pioneer and famous university in forestry. So there's a Commonwealth scholarship, and there are a number of students from the country who are who have awarded that Commonwealth scholarship. Okay, now the question is, if you want to go to New Zealand, again, there are scholarships from the New Zealand government. And for example, now you want to go to US, then Fulbright scholarship is there from US government for the Indian students. Go and study there. And also, if we talk about the 28 countries in European Union, they give plenty of a scholarship. Every country has some sort of a scholarship for a forestry and wood science graduate there, right? For example, now, I know people like talking about the money here, right? I have seen the previous talks, and everyone was talking about the numbers there. Now, PhD or master's degree in foreign is like a job. For my PhD, I was awarded a fully funded scholarship, and if I tell them in terms of Indian money, so it was around 95 lakhs. It's close to 1 crore, right? So that's the amount, and I did not pay a single penny for my degree, okay? It was completely funded by the European Commission. Now see here, being an Indian, I was given that much of a scholarship. So yes, plenty of opportunities are there, but what is important, that you need to grab those opportunities, right? So I hope I answered that question. I know I was a bit broad in terms of answering that question, but from the audience, from the students, if any moment they feel that they want to get in touch with me, so please get in touch with me, right? And I will be happy to help them. Usually I help the students from irrespective of the nationalities. And every Sunday, I try to spend at least 1 hour helping the students from the different countries to grab these opportunities and scholarship opportunities.
Thank you. Actually, in continuation to this, so we have a facility of GRE, TOEFL, this kind of exam that depend upon the country, and those things are minimum required in some countries. Those can be taken up in continuation of your skill. And third thing is that so before this we had this entrepreneurship also. So actually, so only academic research is not so important. The entrepreneurship is also that much important. He said about NEP 2022. So actually this policy has bringing in the form of entrepreneurship only. The first year, those who are going to complete 1 year completion, so they will giving 1 year certificate course. If they completed 2 years, it will be a kind of diploma. If they completed 3 years, it will be kind of graduation. If they completed 4 years, it will be a kind of honorary degree. So whatever the things you said, so those kind of thing already been inculcated in the NAP 2022. So that would be useful for our student. My second question was scholarship, but fortunately you have covered in the first question itself. Now the broader perspective is generally the people having the thing is that so Western countries, they are comparing with the Indian, okay, though in terms of the quality of education we gather here from the Indian universities and from the foreign university. Do you compare between these two in terms of quality?
I would like to answer this question in 2 small points. The first question was in relation to language proficiency test. Yes, that's needed. And if someone is planning to go and study overseas, I would like to tell them straight away that they need to prepare at least 1 year in advance. Okay, if you are thinking that you want to study overseas and you're thinking that you will do it after finishing your degree, that will take 1 year, right? Because it's a long process. First, you need to have a language proficiency test. For example, the 3 examples that I'm quoting now, one is GRE that you need for USA and Canada. Then you have IELTS, which is a language proficiency test, very specifically English language. And then you have TOEFL, right? So you need all these 3 different tests that you need to pass. And this requires a bit of preparation. And number of times I get the questions from the students and from where they need to prepare it. If you go to the website of all these 3 names that I said, GRE, TOEFL and IELTS, they have plenty of resources available. And also, recently I got to know about the SWAM portal from Government of India. So they also provide course material and study material people who wants to excel in English language proficiency there, right? So that's about the preparation. So it's a 1 year preparation, right? Don't think that at the end of the degree, I will try it for 1 month and I will get it through. No. For my PhD, I applied for more than 70 universities, right? But I wanted to have the fully funded scholarship. I get 4 or 5 scholarships from different countries, from USA, from Europe, 2 countries in Europe, and also New Zealand. But I decided to go with Europe because that was a fully funded scholarship, okay? But the preparation time was almost 1 year. So don't think that you will do it like this. No, it doesn't happen that way, right? The second question is how I compare the Indian education system with the Western education system. Okay. So to answer that question, here, as I said, the education model there is more and more skill-based. It's not into theory. We are too much into theory, right? Since I came from this system, I did my undergrad here in College of Forestry, Sirsi, and I'm proud to say that I'm very good in theory. I was very good in theory that time, today, and I got the JRF, ICR JRF, I got the FRI scholarship, and I got this fully funded scholarship. I was good because all these exams are the theory exams, right? But the thing is, if you're thinking to go overseas, the first thing that they will check before giving you the scholarship, it's your practical skills. For example, if you want to go into the wood sector, okay, you know the theory of how to use a bending machine or how to use a bend saw. No, you need to show them how you can use it. It's not about the theory. And if someone is talking about the remote sensing, okay, you know about the satellite space, that's fine, that's a theory. Now tell us how to use the ArcGIS. Okay. Tell us how to use the GPS. That's the thing that they would like to know, right? If it comes to the soil now, soil science, all these aspects, right? Okay, you know all these great different kinds of soil classifications. No, it comes to the identification of those soil types and how it affects the timber quality of the forest growth there, right? Theory, okay. What we want to see, you are a researcher, you're a problem solver, you will be helping the society, you will be helping to the industry. What we want to know from you, that you can really solve the problem there. And that only happens with the skills, right? So that's the major difference that I find in the last 7 years, okay? So at the moment I teach 3 or 4 different programs. Although I'm from a forestry background, okay, but I also teach civil engineers. I teach them about how to build with the timber structures, right? Because the thing is, at the moment in European Union, there's a huge transition, it's a huge topic that we need to go towards carbon neutral buildings. And being a forester, wood technologist and timber engineer, I'm and you are in a very good discipline. Yeah, so what is important here, so we are always surrounded by the trees, we know a lot about it, and that's the future. That's the future. We are living in concrete jungles at the moment, but if you see the India in next 20-25 years, then it's something, we are going into the timber structures again, right? So the difference, going back to, just to summarize that what I said, yes, 1 year preparation, language proficiency test that you need. It's not like you can do it in just one click. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. The way we think in undergrad degree, because I get the calls from our students here in College of Forestry, Sirsi, and different colleges throughout the world, okay? And they say that one night they will call me, Samir, can we do a PhD overseas? Yes, you can do it, but it's not like you call me today and tomorrow when you get up, the motivation is gone. No, it doesn't happen that way. You need to be consistent in your efforts. You need to be, this should come from the inside, right? It should not be from under the peer pressure there, right? And one more thing. Okay, so I said about the GRE and I said about the 1 year process. I said about the difference between all these systems like practical and skill based to the theoretical system, right? The last thing that I would like to say here, that if I can do it, if I can try different subjects, being a forester, then going to the timber technology, then going into the international timber trading, it's something like close to the MBA, and then going into the civil engineering. You see, a forester went from forestry field to the civil engineering field, right? So now, what I want to say to you, there is no limitations for you. Sky is the limit here, right? It's completely your motivation which will take you up there. And foreign countries, yes, we have a very rigid system in India. If you are a science or biology student, you cannot go for the engineering at later stage. No, it's not there in Europe. And the country I am in, Ireland, Republic of Ireland, no. If you are interested, if you can show that you can do it through your skills or through your theoretical knowledge, then certainly you can do any course you want. There is no restriction. You can go into remote sensing, you can go into wood science, you can go into silviculture, you can go into agroforestry, you can go into forest management, you can go into carbon sequestration, you can go into climate change sciences. So there are plenty of opportunities out there, but it's your responsibility. If you are interested, yes, people are there. And as I said, I help students every Sunday. So anytime, if you want to know anything from me, you can always get in touch with me. I'm available on LinkedIn, I'm available on Twitter, I'm also available in WhatsApp groups of Forestry College. So feel free to get in touch with me about the scholarships. And also if you need any help in terms of writing a cover letter, writing a CV, writing a statement of purpose, writing a statement of research, and writing anything, any document, I will certainly help you. But before you make a call to me, before you contact me, one thing, remember here, you should be clear in your mind. It's not like one day you had a bad time in the school or in the college, you had a bad lecture, you were tired, and you decided, no, Indian system is not for me. I just want to go overseas, I want to study there. No, it doesn't happen that way. I'm telling you. It's a consistent and effort of number of years that will take you there. Not one day preparation doesn't work here, okay? So that's my answer for that question there.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Samir.
Yeah.
Actually, we had a couple of questions due to shortage of time, so we are winding up today's session. So I may take only one question from audience side. Anyone is interested, you can ask one question. The thing,
Yes, and I will certainly share that. And I'm also part of the number of groups. And whatever I'm discussing now, I recently got to know from, I think it was from Gunaga sir only, right? That College of Forestry Student Association, we are planning to put a website, right? Is that right, Asim sir?
we are planning.
Yeah.
Present talk is going on live.
Okay.
It's streaming on YouTube.
Okay, that's fantastic. So what I'm telling now, okay, it's streaming on online, that's fine. What I'm saying is whatever the information I said to you now, I can make that information available on the website or whatever the channel we have. So I have a long list of, like, I had a question for this session, but because of, I'm cautious about the time here and I have plenty of things to share with you. I'm happy, I'm proud that I'm here. I'm talking with all of you. It's a pride matter for me and for my Silver Jubilee batch as well. So what I'm saying is that I can put all that information on public channel. Now it's up to you to go through that information or whatever you want to take into from there. It's completely up to you, but that information is publicly available to you regarding the scholarships. So I have whole list of scholarships that you can apply. But remember, it's your job, it's your interest, it's your motivation that will take you there. No one will support you there. Yes, I will support you there, and your professors, your lecturers in the college will support you there, but they are just there to tell you the path, right? You are the one who will walk on that path, right? So that's my answer for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Samir, for giving the good kind of information with the shortest period of time. And you have taken a small amount of time, but you have provided very good information. In fact, the thing is that spoon feeding is not allowed when you go outside the country. So that we have to avoid it. The second important thing is that NAP 2022 is taking a place in such a way that so we are avoiding spoon feeding and we are providing good kind of practical knowledge rather than the theoretical knowledge. Of course, these two things will resolve most of our queries. So I would like to thank organizer for giving us the opportunity to in front of you to have some questions and answer to the queries. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you everyone.